Hey guys, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a extremely massive book haul today because I let this get away from me. I meant to do it after a few months, like way back in December of 2022. So yeah, and actually I found out recently that I have books that I bought all the way back in October that I didn't mention anywhere. So that's fun. So I have a giant stack here. In fact, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, that's just a sample of what I have. So this is going to be probably a fairly long video. Sorry about the camera. So yeah, this is probably going to be a fairly long video. I'm trying not to let it be. Some of these books I've already read. A lot of these books I bought, after I read them, and I just wanted to own them, so I bought them. Any books that I talk about in a recent reads video, at least I'll try to find them all. I'll probably still miss some, but I will try to find them all. If I have read them and mentioned them in a recent reads video, I will link all those in the description. We'll see how that goes because I don't know if I'm going to be able to find all of them, but we'll see. Yeah, and some of these I have not read, some of them I have. I will specify if I have. I'm also not going to be going into great descriptions about what any of these books are. Some of them I don't really know because I haven't read them yet, and some of them it's just, it's going to take way too long, and this video is already going to be extremely long as it is. So, I'm just going to show you to them, so we'll just get started on that. I'll just show you in the rough, month I got them in. I do record books that I bought and stuff in a notebook, so that was helpful when I was trying to plan this video of trying to determine what were the last ones I mentioned in my last book haul video, so I'll link that down in the description too if you want to see all those. So yeah, we're just going to start with October. That was a laugh when I said in my last video that I thought it was December. The first one I have here is the Ranger's Apprentice, Book 6. The Siege of Macedon. I had a copy from an ex-library copy for a bit, and I really like the 5th and 6th books in this series. So when I saw this one at, I think it was Goodwill, I just grabbed it because it looks better than the ex-library copy I had. So that was just a replacement one. This is like the old cover version. I know they have several versions, but that's the old one. So I got that one, and then back in, when was it? This is October, so that would have been September. Back in September, I had pre-ordered this book from the author, so I think I got it in October, but that is Back to Me by Michaela Bush. This is contemporary, Christian contemporary. It talks about hard-hitting topics. It's really good. I really love it, and the author so kindly sent me the sequel with it because it hadn't been out yet, so she just sent me a copy, which was really nice of her. She's also a good friend of mine, but yeah. And that is Between Us. This is just a Christmas novella that wraps up things that, because this is a standalone technically, but this one, yeah, just kind of wraps up things of where it left characters off. So yeah, I have read this one before. Then I got these paperback versions of Staff of Justice and Shadow's Hand from the author in exchange for an honest review. So yeah, I really love this because this is the second edition of Shadow's Hand. She had a first edition that I had read when it first came out, but yeah, I was interested to see how she had fixed up some things and stuff like that. So yeah, really enjoy this series, and this is just a prequel novella about one of the main characters, Kilo. So yeah, really enjoyed these. And with that, she also sent me Gambite, which is a anthology of anime-inspired short stories. I've read all of these before, so yeah, I've read all these. Not before. This one I read before. I read all of these recently. So yeah, actually quite a few of these books now. When I was looking through them, I had actually read them, which is really nice. So yeah, those were all the ones I got in October. November was this stack. Sorry, I may have to bend over because I have them stacked everywhere. So so back in November, I got these, and one of them is Thoroughbred number 60. This is a series, like a middle grade horse series that I really enjoyed when I was younger. So I try to collect the books when I get them. This one, again, was a replacement copy for the ex-library copy I had, but I found this one at the thrift store. It's in perfect condition, so I just grabbed that one. The covers on these books are sometimes hilarious to me. But yeah, I do remember, I read this, I think, before I started BookTube, and I think I enjoyed it, but I think I'll definitely have to reread this series at some point. But yeah, got that one. Then I got The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I honestly have no idea what this is about. I know it's some kind of a classic, and I do know it's about gangs, but I'm not fully sure exactly what it is. And I know the main character's name is Ponyboy, which is an interesting name. But yeah, I really don't know what to expect from this. I kind of flipped through it a little bit, and I was just kind of like, okay, this is a little confusing, but a good friend of mine, this is one of her favorite books, so I wanted to try it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't read this one yet. Also, another one I haven't read yet, which I got along with when I got The Outsiders, is Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the Reckoners trilogy. This is like a superhero story. I have the third book as well. I have not read either one of them yet, so I haven't gotten to this one. But I've heard so much about Brandon Sanderson. I'm curious, and I'm interested in like reading more like superheroes type stuff, so I just grabbed this one, and I really like the cover. It's very shiny. I just think it looks cool. So I'm not fully sure what it is, but I do know it has something to do with like superheroes, supervillains, something like that. And along with those two, I did buy a replacement copy for Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles series. The copy I had because I was trying to get them before the covers changed, because it might be an unpopular opinion, but I like the older covers. I don't like the new covers that they came out with. I think the drawing's kind of weird. So that's just my opinion though. But yeah, I had, anyways, bought all the older covers from Amazon, and a few of them I had to get from other sellers. So the one I got for Scarlet was like a weird Scholastic version. It was like really small and kind of strange. So so when I saw this one, which is the original version by Squarefish, that is an interesting publishing company's name. Anyways, but when I saw this one, I decided to grab it because yeah, I do like this version better. So yeah, that was just a replacement one. And the last book I got, this is not from the same Goodwill pile thing that I just showed you, but last one I got, this was, if anybody watched it was my like physical TBR, what I have currently. I mentioned I had a book buying ban back there, and I forget when I posted that video. It was November or December of last year. I kind of went against that a little bit, that book buying ban, for like 2 months. But at the time, this was one of the books I had bought before I had that ban. It just came in afterwards. And that is Coral by Sarah Ella. I know this is like a reimagined, like, kind of loose retelling of The Little Mermaid. And also it's all about like mental health and stuff. And as someone with depression, I do like reading books about the mental health and representation of that, and just the aspects of it, because I think it's very helpful for people who don't have it to know what it's like. And it is very, I find it personally, in most books, it's very healing, comforting. I'm not sure what the correct word, but to read books with people who are struggling with the same problems as me, I do like that. So yeah, I got this one. I haven't read it yet. I have read her Unblemished trilogy. It was a while ago, but I really enjoyed it, so I am looking forward to reading this one. And also, I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't unless... have you ever seen a hardback that's this bright coral pink? Because it's pretty. I really like the color. But yeah, I've never seen a book that color. So yeah, that's cool. Okay, then I have... for December, I pretty much just have the books I got for Christmas, because my family and I have a tradition. We don't really do like a traditional type Christmas thing or whatever, but we do have one tradition where we will give each other a list of books that we want, since we're all readers, and we just give each other books on Christmas. So yeah, I have 3 here to show. This one was from my sister, and that is Between Jobs by W.R. Gingle. I believe this is like a paranormal urban fantasy, and I'm very excited. This book like blew up everywhere I looked, like last year or the year before. It's book 1 of the City Between series, and people I follow on Goodreads everywhere just seem to be talking about this series and how good it is. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. I have not gotten to it yet because it is also like a 10, 11 book series, so I know if I really like this, I'm going to want to continue. But, you know, money is a problem. So you can't buy all of them at once, and they're, you know, expensive books. I mean, not that expensive, but you know what I mean. But anyways, yeah, I have not read this one yet, but I also really like the cover. It's just very cool how it's like flipped. You can like flip it over. Yeah, I just really like that. And yeah, I've heard tons about this and am looking forward to reading it. Then I got 2 books from my mom, and one of them I have already read. That is 5 Poison Apples. This is an anthology of Snow White novellas. Yeah, and they're just different retellings. I have read this one, and like there's one about a circus. There's like a almost historical fantasy type. There's one about vampires, a contemporary. There's just these 5 different novellas of Snow White retellings, and I really enjoyed it. And the other book that she got me was Lift. This is book 1 in the Flying Ponies series. This is a it's like a young adult series, but it's basically about this 16-year-old girl. She goes to live with her uncle, I think, along with the rest of her family, and she finds this antique carousel in the woods, but the carousel is magical, so the horses come to life. So I always just thought that was such a cool idea, and I've really wanted to read this book for a while. I still haven't read it yet, of course, but yeah, I really am looking forward to it. Kind of sounds like the horse books I used to read when I was younger, but like written for a slightly older audience. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, then we have at least this year's books. So let me grab the first stack because it's over here. And that is, I'm going to start with all the books I bought in January. This is hopefully not too long of a video or annoying for anybody. But let's see. These are just in no particular order. I know I probably didn't order all these at one time or even buy them, but whatever. The first one I got a copy of Walking on Water by Madeline L'Engle. Like, literally after I read my library copy, I literally went on Amazon and tried to find one of these because it's just an inspirational, like, writing creative type book. It's not really writing craft, it's just more writing encouragement, and I just really loved it. I've not reread it again because, you know, been really busy and stuff, but I just wanted my own copy, so I got one. And yeah, very excited to have it. And this is a way better cover than the paperback version because I specifically looked for the hardcover after seeing the ugly yellow paperback cover. Yeah, I can be a cover snob, but that one especially was ugly. So I got that one. And then a book I have read before and really enjoyed is Claire Soldier by Brittany Fisher. This is a retelling of the Nutcracker. It's kind of a combination of historical and fantasy. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I read this from my library, and I meant to read it this in Christmas of 2022, but I didn't get to it. I wasn't in the right mood to read it, so, but I still love it, so I bought the physical copy. So yeah, and I really like the little Nutcracker guy on the spine. I think that's really cute. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, so I got that because most of the books I do have in here that I bought. Most of these actually I did buy during my book buying ban, which makes no sense in that context, but I do have a good reason for that, and that was because I was pre-ordering a book and it didn't come out until January, so I was pre-ordering closer to the release date, and in order to get free shipping, I had to buy a few more books. So I limited myself to books I had read though. So, but yeah, 2 of them I was like pre-ordering, so I had to do some other things. And one of those, actually, yeah, one of the ones I was pre-ordering was Yana the Dawn Volume 37. Actually, no, that wasn't a pre-order. That was 38 that was a pre-order. Whatever. I got 37. I also got 36 and 15. I'm just slowly working my way up to collecting the holes in this series, and I really just love the artwork of all these, and yeah, very excited to kind of just narrow down the numbers of this series that I'm missing, because I'm still missing some, amazingly enough. And I also bought 2 volumes of Library Wars. I bought 15 and 14. Some of these aren't being sold anymore. I don't know if they just haven't reprinted them yet or what is going on there, but I wanted to get the ones that I could get, so I've started getting that series as well. And I've read all of those before, so. Actually, I think, yeah, all of these except 2 I have read before. So, oh no. All of these in this stack except 1. Okay, just 1. I mixed it up with another one. Anyways, I got The Dark King and the Eternal Dance by Alicia Adamson. This is a combination 12 Dancing Princesses and Hades and Persephone retelling. I really enjoyed this. This is a part of the Villains Ever After series, where basically like the fairy tales get flipped on their heads to villains get happily ever afters, or who are said to be villains, and I really, really liked this one. I love the cover of this one, so yeah. But this is one that it made it to my 2022 favorites list, because originally I put it at a 4-star, but then I kept thinking about it throughout the year, so I changed it to a 5-star, so yeah. So I got that one, and then there's this one. This is Diamond by Kristen Fisher, I believe. This is a non-magical fairy tale retelling of Rapunzel, and she has a whole series of this. There's currently 4 books out, but this is definitely my favorite of it. Obviously it's a Rapunzel retelling, so it ended up being my favorite, so I wanted to get a physical copy of it. It's a very small book, but yeah, it's just a non-magical fantasy. It's really cute. I just really enjoyed this one, so I got a copy of that. And then these 3 are more of a, like, books I read in my childhood or used to own and then decided to own them again, and they're all by Angela Dorsey. The first one is Freedom. This is her first book in her Freedom trilogy. It is a ghost story, but she writes this stuff really well. I just recently reread this and really enjoyed that. This wasn't one of the ones I read a lot as a kid, but I did enjoy it this time around, definitely. But yeah, so I got that one. And then this one I did read a ton of times. That's Freedom's Echo. This is the second book. And I don't know what they were thinking though, because the third book is the exact same spine as this one, and this is the second book, so I don't know what they were thinking in the spine differences. Whatever, whoever designed that didn't do a very good job. Anyways, I read this one a ton when I was younger, and I was really happy to get a copy of it again, because I stupidly got rid of my original copy a while ago, or a long time ago, so that was dumb of me, but I got it back, and yeah, I just really like the illustrations in it, because these particular hardcover versions are illustrated. Let me see if I can find one. Like, yeah, they're illustrated, so I can try to get them when I can, or at least up to the point where they are, where they were publishing them. So yeah, got that one. And then the last one is the first book in her When He's on the Wind series, which is Winter of the Crystal Dances. I did used to have this one too, and stupidly got rid of it, so I repurchased it. I just really like how they did the design in this cover. I don't know if you can tell. Oh, there it is. It looks glossy with the horses on the same cover. So yeah, and the end page is just, they did a really good job designing this particular book. So yeah, yeah, this is another, like, it's technically contemporary, but she always writes with a supernatural angle to it, and in this one I do remember Evie can understand horses, like telepathically she can talk to them. So yeah, I never continued on with this series beyond the first book, but I do want to now. So there are those. Oh, you can actually see them now in the frame. That's funny. Okay, and the last book I had for January that I bought, which was the whole reason I got all these, was because I was pre-ordering it. That is Rebel, Brave, and Brutal by Shannon Dittmore. I'm never sure how to say her last name. This is a sequel to Winter, White, and Wicked. Yeah, and I'm really excited to be eventually in the mood to read this. I really enjoyed Winter, White, and Wicked. In fact, I have it sitting here. Yeah, this is the first book. This is the second one. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this one because, yeah, I just really want to see, because this one does end as a good standalone, but she did write a sequel to kind of continue, like, the rebellion plotline and stuff, so I'm very interested to see how it's all going to end and what Sylvie is going to do and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I'm very excited. The one downer is The dust jacket is that matte finish, you know, that they often do on paperback books nowadays. And except for the girl's face, that's a glossy. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, and this one is just smooth. I do prefer the feel of this one to this one. So that's my only hang up. And then if you try to stick books on top of it, they tend to stick together. So that's kind of my one complaint about the dust jacket on this one, but it's a minor thing. It's just the dust jacket after all. If I don't want to feel it, I'll just take it off when I read the book, which I'll probably do anyways because that's what I do. And do you guys do that if you read hardcover books that, you know, aren't from the library and the dust jacket's attached? Do you take it off when you read the book, or do you leave it on? I used to leave them on. Now I take them off when I read them. So I just find it easier to read them that way with it off. But yeah, that's just what I do now. I used to read them with it on. Anyways, then I got a few books in February. I'm not I must have just bought them for whatever. Oh yeah, some of these also, because I'm trying to remember if I was having a book ban, why did I buy some of these? Then I remembered I have to get a supplement that my horse needs, and I have to get it from Amazon because nobody locally sells it. So yeah, whenever I buy it, it's not quite enough to get free shipping, so I always had to buy something extra with them. That's why I got these two books, because I had to buy that for him. So I needed free shipping. Okay, that's why. Because I was trying to figure out with some of these, it's like I knew some of them was the pre-order for this one, but I'm not pre-ordering anything in February, so that's why. Anyways, the few books I got, one of whom was The White Slipper by Brittany Fisher. I love this book. It's definitely one of my favorites of 2023. It's just a fairy tale retelling of The White Slipper, which is a obscure fairy tale. I've never actually even read it or heard about it until this retelling. But yeah, I really love this book. So yeah, love that one. And then I got Pirate's Wager by Catherine McKee. This is a prequel novella to her Martin's Mark series. I've just kind of gotten the rest of these books in this series. I haven't continued with it yet. It's a Christian... Is there magic in it? I don't remember. I've only read the first book and I forgot if there was magic in it. Anyways, it's Christian, medieval type fantasy. I really liked the first book, so I got the rest of the series, and this is one of them. I think it's a prequel about one of the side characters. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, got that one. I do like the cover though, like the cool ship and stuff with the compass thing in the background. Love that. So I got that one, and then this one was sent to me by the author for the review, and that is Phantom's Lament by Noel Nichols. This is the second book in the Shadows Creed saga. Read this one, really enjoyed it. So yeah, so this one was sent to me and very kindly by her, and yeah, I just love the covers. They're very pretty. She actually draws the cover herself, so that is just super cool. I do not have that much artistic talent, so I can never do that for my books, but I always admire people who can. Okay, and then we have March, where actually this video isn't too long yet. Anyways, so now we have March. Yeah, this was after my book buying ban was lifted. I kept it until March, which was fine. Okay, I did get volume 38 of Yona. I did try to pre-order this because it came out March 6th or something. So I was trying to pre-order it technically, but then Amazon had a bug, right when I ordered it, and wouldn't show me which one was free shipping. So I technically bought it after release, even though I wanted to buy it on the release day, pre-order it, but I couldn't because Amazon decided to have a bug. So anyways, I got volume 38 of Yona. Read this one, adored it, can't wait for volume 39. I also bought volume 13 of Library Wars, and I haven't really gotten any others since, but yeah, really enjoy this series, so I'm always happy when I can get one of these, since, they're so weird in the printing thing. Then I got, let me see if I can organize this better. I think I got most of these roughly at the same time, except that one and that one. But, okay. Then my main order for that one, I was trying to get volume 38 of Yona and Daikon's Heir, by G.A.L. Knight. This is the 6th and final book of the Alien Chronicles. I still have not read this book. I am excited for it, but I have not read it. Yeah, I know Celestia and Reese are going to ask me in the comments why. Technically now I'm saving this book as a reward for after editing my own book. that is what I'm saving it for. And by the time I get to that point, I may just want to reread the whole series. So yeah, I'm saving this now as a reward for myself for editing that book. So yeah, that is the whole reason why I have not read this book yet, even though I really want to. Okay, and along with that, I also got 3 different writing books, 2 of which I've read already. One of them is The Writer's Guide to Archery, a practical guide to bows and arrows in fiction. This is a really good resource if you want to write archers, bows and arrows, anything like that, and sound like you know what you're doing, even if you've never shot an arrow in your life. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then my favorite one of these so far, I mean, I haven't read the third one, is Fight Right by Carla Hoch. This is how to write believable fight scenes in your story. This is an excellent resource. I really enjoyed it. It really helped me to edit some of these certain like fight scenes and stuff and how certain characters fight in my own book, since I'm, you know, currently in the editing trenches still of that one. So yeah, really found it helpful, really enjoyed this one. And the one I haven't read yet is Punctuation 101 by Jill Williamson. This is more, it's obviously just about punctuation and different ways to use in fiction. So yeah, I am terrible at grammar and punctuation. So yeah, I got this so I could basically self-edit my book as much as possible before hiring a freelance editor. So yeah, that's why I got this one. Haven't read it yet, but that's why I got that one. And another book, I also got Healer's Curse. This is a novella set in the same Martin's Mark series. I think this is about a different character entirely though. But yeah, currently now I have the entire series that's released now. I think there's going to be a 4th book in the 4th novel in the series, but it hasn't been released yet. So I have all those books now. So whenever I want to tackle that series, I've got them all. And the last 2 books, one of them is Faded by K.M. Shia. This is book 3 in the Pack of Dawn of Destiny series, part of her Magiford series. The only reason I only have book 3 instead of the rest of them is because I have books 1 and 2 as ebooks, but book 3 I did not have as an ebook, and my library also didn't have it when my family and I were reading these, so I just went ahead and bought the paperback copy because I knew I kind of was suspecting, hoping I was gonna like it. I did. I really did enjoy the series, so it was a good purchase. But yeah, so I kind of just went on a limb and bought the paperback because it was like, I would most rather read the paperback again than an ebook. So I have that one. And then the last book I have was a gift from my friend Michaela, and that is Eyes to See by Mackenzie Gray, which is her pen name. This is her 3rd book in her Midnight Hours series. This is a dystopian, Christian dystopian series, basically Left Behind, but way better, in my opinion. So she just so very kindly sent me this copy of the 3rd book. Yeah, she just wanted to share it with me because she thought the cover turned out so well, and yeah, I just thought it was really sweet of her. So yeah, definitely have this, and definitely I'm looking forward to the 4th book. I think that's supposed to come out later this year, so yeah. Okay, and now we're on to my April books, because yes, it's May, but I also just ordered some more yesterday. But we are doing this video before those are even shipped, so yeah. So now we have the April books. Yeah, and I'm just gonna go from the top. These are in no particular order anyways, and I have The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Not the copy I wanted. I found this at a thrift store, and I was just like, you know, in case I do, because this is the first book in his Storyline Archive series. And do you see this? This is what? 1,000, let's see, where is the last page? It's 1,258 pages in a mass market paperback edition. I mean, thankfully the print doesn't look that small, but no, this is not the copy I wanted, but I wanted to get out one of the bigger ones. But I did find this at the thrift store for like $1. And this is the one book, this is the start of the series. This is a book I wanted to try to read this year. And my problem is the size, for one thing. Another is there's only like 1 copy in my library system, and people always have it checked out. And so I was always hesitant to get it because I was like, I can't read, what if I can't read this in 4 weeks? Because that's how long our books, you can check out our books for in my library system. But I was just concerned I would not be able to finish this in 4 weeks. But now, I have the option of just reading my own. So, we'll see when I get to this one. It's not gonna be yet, because I am not in the mood for something this big yet. But I have that one, and then these four you will have already, if you watched my Put a Spring in Your Step book tag video, I'll link it down below in the description in case you missed it. But, sorry, if you watched that one, you will have seen these four books already, but I'm going to show them again. And the first one is Reformed by H.L. Burke. This is a Marvel-esque superhero series, and I have heard nothing but good things about these books. She has like a whole universe. There's like 3 or 4 different interconnected series, but this is the one that started all. It's the first book in the Supervillain Rehabilitation Project. Basically, yeah, I think the whole thing is just to take supervillains who are thought, you know, unredeemable and see if you can rehabilitate them into society. So, yeah. I'm very excited about this one. I read the first book in one of her other series. It was the, what is that one called? The Supervillain Romance Project series. That's it. I read the first book of that, which was Blind Date with a Supervillain. I loved it. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. So eventually, I wonder how tall I should stack that. It's against the wall, so it shouldn't fall over. But anyways, the other 2 books you probably saw in that series. I also got Abandoned by Angela Dorsey. This is her one standalone novel. I know nothing about it. Yeah, it might be a ghost type one, like Freedom, or it might just have supernatural elements. I'm not fully sure, but I do want to get all of her books. So yeah, got this one. Haven't read it yet. Haven't read Reformed yet either, in case that wasn't obvious. And then I have Freedom's Whisper, which is the 3rd and final book in the Freedom trilogy. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I did make a big blunder, though, when I ordered this, because I had to get it from a used seller. And there was, like, pencil writing all inside this book. I must have made a mistake in reading the description or whatnot, but thankfully it was all in pencil, so I was able to go through and erase everything. But yeah, I was flipping through it and I was like, oh no, there's pencil writing everywhere in this. But I don't know if you can tell, there's like little dents in the cover too. You probably can't see them, but it's all over here. Yeah, you probably can't see that. Oh wait, yeah, see all those? Yeah. That's not such a bad thing, but yeah. The pencil writing on the inside was a little concerning at first, but thankfully it was pencil, so I could erase it. So yeah, haven't read that one yet. I need to reread Freedom's Echo first before I can get to that one, but yeah. And also I got the White Road Tales. This is a novella collection. It's part of the White Road Chronicle series by J.R. Castle, which is a Christian, kind of an allegory. I think it's an allegory. At least the first book, for very allegorical. Christian allegory fantasy series. That's what I'm trying to say. Words. They're gone. Anyways, I got this one. It's different novellas from the point of view of one of the characters who doesn't have a point of view in the first book. I don't know if he's gonna have a point of view later on in the series, but problem is I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to read this, because I'm not sure when you should read this in the series. Like, should you read this around or before book 1? Should you read it after you read the whole original series? I'm not sure, but yeah. I love the cover, and it was like $5 when it's originally like $16 or something like that, so I just grabbed it. So we'll see about that one. I probably shouldn't stack that any taller. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm definitely not sticking these on top of there. So, that's the stack you'll see. And, okay, the last few I got, I definitely have read all these, but some of these are really cool. So, let me just show you. I got Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I did have a paperback copy of this, but I found in the thrift store all these hardcover versions, and this one's a really nice one, so I just got this one instead. Because my sister and I are both looking for this series. She has she has all of them now, and so do I now. But yeah, I just scored it. I think somebody must have gotten rid of their whole series at one time. So I also got Goblet of Fire, which is book 4. It has a coffee stain thing on the top, but it's not too bad. So I just kind of went with it, and like the dust jacket on the bottom is a little messed up, but that's okay. And then I got these super cool editions. I have no idea. And this is Harry Potter Order of the Phoenix. This is book 5. And look at this thing. It's like, I think that's the author's signature. It looks really weird. But it's like a slipcover on a book. I thought that was so cool when I saw that, and let me see if I can open it in a way you can see. This is the dust jacket of the book. This isn't working too well. Yeah, it's like a, yeah, let me just take it off. It's like a picture. And that is so cool. I've never seen these before. So there's that. And then on the end pages of the book, they have the original cover. So that's the front cover, and this would be back. So I just think this is really cool. Because my sister got one too. She got the copy of Half-Blood Prince, which is the sixth book. And so I got that one, which I thought was cool. And then I found the same version with the 7th and final book, which is Deathly Hallows. And that's the original cover on the slipcase. Let me just take the dust jacket off. That was easier to show it. And this, I really like the dust jacket of this one. Isn't that pretty? I mean, even if you don't like the series at all, you gotta admit, that's pretty. So yeah, I really thought those were cool. And then same in the end pages, here's the original front and back cover. But yeah, I just thought those were super cool. I mean, I've never seen that before. Like that. And then I think this one, Order of the Phoenix, doesn't have this, but these, they have like the extra illustrations at the back, which I thought was cool. So yeah, I've never seen those. Those must have been like special limited edition copies or something like that. But yeah, I just thought that was super cool to find those. And I got, because hardcovers are charged, I think they're $1.99 each. So I literally got all these for like, or got like, I don't know, these really special edition books for like $2 each. So yeah, that is a steal. Because these probably, you know, who knows what they charge these for with like these boxes and stuff like that. So yeah, that is my book haul. And hey, the video isn't even that long, so, you know, comparatively speaking. Yeah, those are all the books I bought in the last, what is it, 4 or 5 months? Something like that. Yeah. And I ordered more yesterday. They haven't been shipped yet, in my opinion, in my defense. Yeah, that's not much of a defense. Anyways, yeah, I will definitely be doing book hauls much more frequently. I'll probably just do them as I get them, so that it doesn't look like all I do is spend money on books, because I don't. Like I said, most of these I buy throughout a month's time frame, you know, and some of them it's like I get like 2 books, and then other times if I like find them at thrift stores, I get like more. So it varies. But yeah. Anyways, that was my book haul. Let me know down below in the comments any of your thoughts on any of these books. Which ones of the ones I haven't read yet do you think I should start with? You can throw your ideas down in the comments, and I will see if I can link all those videos where I talked about the books I read. I may miss some, so I apologize ahead of time. And yeah, I will see you guys next time, and thank you so much for watching, and yeah, have a good day. Bye.